It's a little bit different for me growing up as a first generation American because my parents, coming from Panama, had more Caribbean music in the house. They did have traditional African American soul music like Marvin Gaye and some old Jackson 5 records and some R&B like Billy Ocean, that kind of stuff. But um, for the most part, there was a lot of uh, calypso and salsa music in the house, as well as like merengue and soca. I consider a lot of different types of music soul music. I mean, I know we listen to a sound that sounds like maybe old Motown or something, and we figure that's what soul is. But my definition of soul music expands to music like salsa, which is, I guess, for Latinos would be soul music for Latinos, and then um, music like roots reggae, which is like soul music for Jamaicans. And I mean, we all there's different, I guess, different incarnations of soul music, and I find myself as part of a progressive movement where there's kind of this combination of hip hop informed musicians and artists that are making soul music now, and a lot of my understanding and education in soul music came from hip hop records, samples. Exile and I, as Emanon, we've been making music for over a decade, and we continue to make music. And singing allows me to approach songs in a different way than rapping. It allows me to, I guess, approach emotions in a different way than rapping, but I still do them both. And Exile and I are still working on new music, and the new Emanon album is called Bird's Eye View. It's highly political, and I mean the reason why we call it Bird's Eye View is because we're taking a look at the world from a very objective kind of cloud perspective, and just looking down at how the pieces of the puzzle work. Stone's Throw is, I consider it the blue note of hip hop. And since they've graduated from just hip hop music to really a broad spectrum of genres, um, I don't even have an analog to compare them to now. Um, and I'm just glad that I'm with the label because they gave me the creative freedom to do what I wanted, to explore different sounds and styles, and especially on my first album, Shine Through, I was able to do dance hall, hip hop, R&B, dance music, you know, folk, and that's not something I could have done on a major label per se. And then to be able to say, well, on my second album, I just want to do soul music and focus on one genre. That's it's important for an artist to have that kind of freedom, and I'm glad it's a mutually beneficial relationship with Stone's Throw. They ultimately, as an artist, you always want to have some sort of recognition. Well, at least as an artist that puts your music into the public sphere. And whenever I make a song, I want people to hear it. I want people to like it. I'm really excited that people like I Need a Dollar. When I wrote it, I knew that it would be a favorite song for a lot of people, but I didn't realize how many people would eventually hear it for it to be their favorite song. And luckily, HBO picked up the song for the theme to their show, How to Make It in America. And now I get to take advantage of this visibility to then do the interviews and talk about the things that matter. Like, can we, get some money into the group homes for kids who have no families, and help educate them so that they don't continue the same cycle that got them where they are, that kind of thing. Going from just the music to being a public intellectual and a socially and politically active artist. And I think I have a vehicle to do it. And I'm going to hopefully write another song that helps me do it even more.